Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. This is episode 26 of Jet Starlight and Zana Fairy Monster Hunters. If you've not watched episodes 1 through 25, I highly recommend that you do so by clicking on the link in the end card or in the description for the series playlist. If you would like to read the story in full on the AI Dungeon website, feel free to do so by clicking on the AI Dungeon link in the description, and if you would like to talk about the series together or with your boy, feel free to post in the comment section below or message me on the Discord. I love checking out your fan art, fan music, and memes, and if you want to see that content as well, you can head over to the Discord to see where all that is posted. Without further ado, let's hop right in and read the last action from the previous episode. You say, Zana, today has been action-packed, or I suppose the last few days. I killed Trellick, you killed Litmilla, and now I've killed Draven. Let's get some rest. Tomorrow, I'm going to kill the Elder Gods. Zana looks at you with worry in her eyes. Please be careful. I don't want to lose you too. You lean in and give Zana a passionate embrace and long, lingering kisses. Eventually, you fall asleep in her arms. So now, I'm going to wake up and go eat breakfast with my fellow Monster Hunter Guild members in the dining hall of the inn. This is like my normal routine. For anyone who's like watching this as like their first episode, I always wake up and get breakfast at the inn. You walk into the dining hall with Zana. She sits down at a table and grabs some food. You sit down across from her and grab some food as well. Kamid stops by your table with his plate of food. I'm going to thank Kamid for the delicious meal. So Kamid is the name of the chef that works at the inn. He's the one who actually like prepares breakfast for everybody. He's a really nice, friendly character. Always like to thank him for breakfast if I remember to do so. Sometimes I forget. As Kamid begins to walk away, you stand up and put your hand on his shoulder. He turns around and sees the tip of a hidden blade pointed at his throat. Zana leaps up from the table and puts her hand against her sword, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. I'm not about to like threaten Kamid because he walked away after I thanked him for breakfast. There's like no reason for me to do that. Thank you so much for the delicious meal, you say. Of course. So I heard about Draven trying to kill you. What happened exactly? Kamid sits down and takes a bite of his food. Okay, he's asking about stuff that happened last episode. Draven was the leader of the... I can't remember, they're called the Heart Piercers. No, the Heart Strikers. Was the leader of the Heart Strikers. The Heart Strikers were the strongest vampire clan. Don't know why I capitalized that, but okay. I guess I'll just leave it capitalized. Draven was the leader of the Heart Strikers. The Heart Strikers were the strongest vampire clan. He was a vampire werewolf hybrid. I think there'd be a comma between vampire and werewolf. He was a vampire werewolf hybrid. He wanted to take down the leader of the werewolves. And since I am the werewolf king, that meant that he wanted to take me down. So I killed him. The duel was pretty action-packed, but not as crazy as Zana's duel against Litmilla. So there we go. That gives like somewhat of a recap of like the last thing that we did in the previous adventure. There was more that happened in the previous adventure, but he didn't really ask about that. He just asked about Draven. Kamid's eyes widen. Holy crap. Zana laughs and nudges your arm with her elbow. I know, right? You grab a piece of bacon and put it in your mouth. It's interesting that it's not like you eat it. It's like you put it in your mouth. Let's see. I'm just going to enjoy my breakfast. Finish that off. Once I finish eating breakfast, I'm going to try and figure out why Yag wants me to kill the Elder Gods. Yag is the god of Earth who recently trained me to become a god in the last few episodes. I'd highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. I'm really excited by the fan response of the series, and I'm glad that so many people are vibing with it so far. Ooh, the AI didn't know what to say. The AI was confused by the enjoyment of breakfast. So I'm just gonna hit retry. But yeah, some fans are really into like the action. Some are really into like the world building and the lore. Other people just like how ridiculous the story continues to get over time. But regardless, the fan response has been amazing. You enjoy your breakfast and then say goodbye to Kamid and Zana. You tell them that you're going to go train and head into the training room in the inn. When you arrive, you see Ozzy training with several other MHG members. Ozzy's dead. It took me a minute to remember who Ozzy is. If you guys remember, like a few episodes back, he was like one of the first new werewolves, and he was who we figured out. Well, he's not dead. He got turned into a fish. Ozzy's not dead. He's a fish. He was one of the first new werewolves after the werewolf queen, like came back, because she was introduced really early on, and then she got a power boost, and then I had to fight her. But he got turned into a fish, and he's being held at Mad headquarters. So I'm just going to take out everything that it said because it kind of railroaded me to say goodbye to Kamid and Zana. I'm not necessarily going to say goodbye to Zana. I'll probably actively like continue to talk to Zana because I want to know what she wants to do today. So Zana, now that you are the leader of the vampire clans, what? Yeah, like, what do you want to do today? Because yesterday she was like so gung-ho about killing Ludmilla, and now Ludmilla's dead. So then what's the next step? Like, what would you want to do after that? Also, Zana's like pregnant with our child. That's a fairly recent development. And we still don't know what the gender of the child is. The AI seems to be hung up. I wonder if AI Dungeon 2 is just really busy today. Like if a lot of people are using it at the same time and it's causing problems. We will find out soon enough, I suppose. I really appreciate all the fan art and other fan content that I've been sent. I want to make a video where I show off a bunch of the fan content, but I haven't figured out how I want to do it. So right now, if you want to see that stuff, you have to hit up the Discord until I like make something where I put it all together. Zana looks out the window and thinks deeply about what to do. Well, I think I will rest here for a day or two. It's been a long journey. Okay, then, you reply. Zana senses your disappointment. What's wrong? I'm not disappointed. I'm going to get rid of the part where it like railroaded my reply. And I'm just going to say something along the lines of, that might be best. Yeah, like that might be best for you and the child. Speaking of the child, have you had time to complete the ritual to learn the gender of our child? Because we still don't know, but she mentioned last episode that there's like a ritual that she can do that would teach us like about the gender of our child. Yes, I have. It's a boy. I'm going to name him Draven after his father. So hold on. Did Zana ever confirm that the baby was my baby? Because now that she says it's Draven, let me type in our child. Come on. Control F, why are you lying to me? It's like there are 0 mentions of our child. I should have just said our child a moment ago. There we go. Hey. Ayo. There we go. Now that you're pregnant, does our child feed off? Zana explains that the child. Does she never say our child? Seems like our child. Hold on. Because it's the thing of like, has it been assumed that it's my baby, kind of thing? I don't know. I don't know whether or not I want to like acknowledge what the AI said and be like, it wasn't my child the whole time, like dun dun dun, like it's like a twist, or if I want to be like, no, the AI is messing up. It's like my kid kind of thing. So I guess retry. I can't tell if it's. I feel like she would have mentioned that before. Zana laughs. You don't want to know. What? Why not, you ask? Trust me, you're better off not knowing for sure. Zana rolls her eyes. Fine then. I can't wait to meet our child. Wait, the fuck? What does that even mean? You don't want to know. This is... Zana, what do you mean? I don't want to know the gender of our child. Why wouldn't I want to know? Do 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 do. Zana sighs. I had this conversation with Draven. He didn't want to know either. Just accept it. You'll never know. But, you say? Then it cuts you off. Just let it go, or you'll be here all day. Hold on. I had this conversation with Draven. He didn't want to know either. What does that mean? Why do they keep implying that she had the baby with Draven? Because now I'm like, is that the plot? She's like, hit me up with that retry. Is that the plot? Did I just not pick it up? Zana rolls her eyes. Trust me, you really don't want to know, Zana says. You take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Okay. Because now it's like, should I ask Zana? That sounds really insulting, almost, to ask her, like, is it my child? I've assumed it so far, but now I'm like, I just legitimately don't know. Zana, I guess I should ask Yag. Yag, the god of earth. I call upon you. Come to me. I have questions. Yeah, so let's talk to Yag, because Yag wants me to kill the elder gods, and also Zana's trying to not tell me the gender of my child. You wait patiently. What the heck are you doing? Zana asked. I'm calling upon Yag, you explain. Who? Zana asked as she scratches her head in confusion. You continue to wait patiently, then... Hello. Zana, you know Yag. Don't pretend like you don't know Yag. Let's see. Yag, I want to know why you want me to kill the elder gods. I should have put a comma between Yag and I, but that's alright. A lot of times I feel like I type a little too fast when I play AI Dungeon 2, so I'll make little misspellings. Oh, Yag, yeah, I heard about you. Don't you have a gang of some kind, Zana asked? Sigh, yes. But that's not important right now, Yag, is it, you ask? Yes, Yag says. What? The Zana thing about, like, don't you have a gang of some kind? She's asking Yag, and I guess she means, like, Yag's followers? And I'm like, yeah, but that's not important right now. And then Yag is like, yes, it isn't important right now who my followers are, is what I'm imagining is what's happening. So next up I'm going to ask, Yag, why do you want me to kill the elder gods? Also, do you know the gender of my child? Zana's not telling me for no reason. I don't know why she's not letting me know, but I would like to know. He's like a god, so I imagine he'll be like, yeah, I know. Sigh. I don't know why I continue to try to convince you, Yag says. Sigh. Because you're impulsive and stubborn, that's why Zana says. Why is everybody sighing? Is this the day of sighs? Let's see. Yag, you haven't really given me a reason to fight the elder gods. I like to fight. And fighting the elder gods sounds cool. That being said, like, what's the difference? I'm trying to figure out, like, why should I align myself with Yag in the first place? Like, why should Yag be my ally? Like, he taught me to become a god, but it seems like he taught me to become a god so that I could, like, kill other gods for him. And I'm like, why? Like, why would I want to be like the hitman for this dude? Especially if I'm now like super powerful in my own right. It's like, I like to fight, and fighting the Elder Gods sounds cool, but why should I work to be an assassin for you? Like, why would I like have any reason to kill people for you? Do 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 do. Because I like you. You're fun and exciting. Other gods are boring and unfun. They do nothing but sit around in clouds counting their blessings for extended lengths of time, Yag says. So why not take over yourself if you can manipulate the minds of people? I want to say something along those lines. Also, I can manipulate the minds of people. Like, I don't know, that doesn't sound like that big of a deal to be able to manipulate the minds of others. If you find the Elder Gods so boring, then why don't you kill them yourself? Why do you want me to kill them? Big questions. Big boy questions. Is my brightness turned all the way up on this laptop I'm using for light? I think so. Let's see, because as I said, you're fun and exciting. Also, I'm a lazy god, Yag says. Sigh. Why do I keep meeting the laziest and least dependable people in my life? You wonder out loud. Oh my gosh. So, let me get rid of that part where I'm like full of sass. So, hold on. Yag, you want me to kill the Elder Gods because they're boring. But you're also boring. To be honest, if they are lazy, then they don't sound fun to fight. They'd likely just easily fall in a battle against me. I am looking for a challenge. Like, that's kind of my whole thing. Sigh. You're as stubborn as Yag. Zana, why did you even introduce us? Yag says. Yag, you are Zag. Yag, you are Yag. The hell do you mean? I'm just as... Anyways, I can arrange that, Yag says. Okay, I prefer the retry, where Yag says I can arrange that. Okay, Yag. Who do you have in mind for me to fight today? I want to fight someone of like considerable strength and power. Someone who has like the ability to actually like kill me multiple times over. A fight that's like epic and action-packed and has a lot of flashy power. Oh, me, Yag says. He begins laughing. You ask? Yes, but in order to fight me to your fullest, you're going to need a little help, Yag answers. What kind of help, you ask? A girlfriend. You mean my wife? You want me and my pregnant wife to fight you. Yeah, like, hold on. I'm totally fine with fighting Yag. That sounds cool, if he's, like, down for it. But Zana's trying to take a break right now. Not her, although I suppose she could fight in a year or two, Yag laughs. So you want me to go find a girl and bring her back, you ask? Sigh. Yes, Yag says. Don't know why everybody's sighing. Why a girlfriend? Plenty of girls love me. And technically, I do have other wives. But Zana is my one and only. I don't need any help. to kill you, Yag. You may have trained me, but as soon as I ascended, I became more than you could handle. Yeah, like, I don't think Yag's gonna be able to throw hands. You're lying. Yag could still crush you, and it would take you a long time to catch up to him. But you don't want to actually try to challenge him. I like how the game is like, that's a bluff. You have no idea. You think so? Prove it then, says Yag. Let's see. I do want to challenge him. So, but you want to challenge him anyways. You want to make your lie the truth by proving yourself in combat. Okay. Bet. Let's go somewhere where we can go all out. Yeah, like, Yag's out here talking some shit. Let's hit him up. No need. As I said, you're already standing in my personal dojo. You think those orcs outside would follow a weak leader? Hold on a second. I'm gonna edit out the thing where it like railroaded my response. I'm gonna change it from say to do. Look around and notice that Yag has teleported you into his personal dojo. Cool. I guess I'm about to fight Yag in his dojo. This is like a cool place. The arena is made of wood, with a circle in the middle about 15 feet across. 5 feet outside the circle is a wooden wall about 10 feet high. 30 feet up, there is another wooden ledge, that runs around the entire room. Okay? You have orcs to dodge. I mean, not to dodge. You have orcs to guard your dojo. Who do you need to protect yourself from? Besides me, of course. It does seem like a weak move for a god to have orcs as guards. What can I say? I've made a few enemies over the years. You never know when you're going to have to fight off assassins. Why would anyone want to assassinate you? You're one of the nicest gods I've ever met. I'm not going to say that. I barely know anything about Yag. Like, Yag has trained me, but he's trained me essentially because he just wants to see me fight other gods. I'm glad that he's decided to fight me, though. Okay, Yag. Come at me when you're ready. Well, I guess I should ask Yag. So, Yag, is this a battle to the death? If so, I resurrect. Are you capable of resurrection? I normally fight until my opponent is dead. And if they come back, I just kill them again. I wonder if Yag's like, no, I'm going to just erase you from existence or something. He said, of course this is a battle to the death. I would never waste my time otherwise. And yes, I am capable of resurrection. But you should know that I have mastered the art of coming back without losing any strength. That's cool. That's a cool idea. I know last episode when I was fighting Trellick, the demon lord or whatever, I came back to life, but I was still kind of weak. So he's like, if you like die and come back, wait, hold on. So how do we determine when the fight is over? It's over. I guess I know what I can say. Let's fight until sundown. Whichever one of us is still standing, or I guess still alive, at sundown will be the victor. Deal? This is going to be really interesting. I knew I was going to be fighting a god today. I didn't know I'd be fighting Yag. Very well. As you know, this is my personal dojo. I spent many hours training in here. You will not be able to best me in strength, so don't even try. I would have to conquer that your skills are lacking. Oh, I would have to concur that your skills are lacking. I don't know who would have said that. You talk a lot of game, Yag. I don't think you're as strong as you think you are. I have likely already faced stronger opponents than you. Now come at me. We only have so much sunlight. Okay, so this is going to be pretty dope. I think this is going to be quite interesting. Yag and you clash in the dojo. You punch Yag in the face, but he quickly recovers from the blow. He tries to punch you, but you dodge and run towards the wall on the left side of the room. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to jump off of the wall and rocket toward Yag with a terrifying flying punch. Let's go. So far, no powers, just kind of a fight. I wonder if anyone will animate this fight in the future. You jump off the wall, and with all your strength, you fly toward Yag. He's caught off guard, and you land a punch right on his face. He stumbles backward and falls onto the floor. You charge too much momentum into that flying punch, and you also fall to the ground. I'm going to try to quickly recover and attack Yag while he's still prone. Yeah, if Yag is already kind of in like a disadvantage, like at a disadvantage, I want to try and exploit that. You unsuccessfully try to attack Yag. Haha, this is fun. Yag laughs as he stands up. I like you, kid. You're actually good. Not even the adventurer could go blow for blow with me. You might actually be strong enough to kill me. Let's see. So now, here's what I want to do. I'm going to try to attack Yag's joints in order to, I guess, inhibit his ability to move as easily. I should say, to try and inhibit his ability to move as easily. Because if we are just straight up just fighting, like it's not even like a super powered fight, then I want to try and like make it harder for him to move around. You punch Yag in the knee and he falls to the ground. You punch him again in the same place, but this time he catches your hand. He's much faster than you thought he was. He stands up and punches you in the nose. Okay, so I'm going to try to compose myself and headbutt Yag in his nose. I saw the fight between like Zana and Ludmilla, and that was like pretty intense. You headbutt Yag in his nose, but it doesn't seem to faze him. He knees you in the stomach and then punches you hard in the face. You fall to the floor and hold your nose, which is gushing blood. I love this fighting style. Okay, so hitting him in the knee seemed to make him fall to the ground. Okay. I'm going to try to leap up and strike Yag in the knees with a flying kick. I want to, like, keep him grounded, I guess. Because if I can keep him down on the ground, that would be good. You fly through the air and kick both of Yag's knees. This causes him to fall down hard on his back. You land on the floor next to him. I'm going to repeatedly stomp on Yag's knees in an attempt to break Yag's legs. Yeah, like I'm not good. I don't want him to be able to just like freely like run around or whatever. You stomp on Yag's knees as hard as you can, but he doesn't even react. He just picks you up off the ground by your throat and then throws you across the room into a nearby wall. You smack into the stone wall and fall to the floor. Stone. Aren't we surrounded by wood walls? Do 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 do. 5 feet outside the circle is a wooden wall about 10 feet high. Yeah, wood wall. Do 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 do. Do. Excuse me. Continuity. Okay, so we're going to correct that. Okay. I'm going to attempt to quickly recover while carefully looking for any weak spots or openings that Yag has that I could exploit. Yeah, because I want to figure out like how I can get an edge on Yag. Yag rubs his throat with a look of shame on his face. He looks away in sighs. I have to get stronger, Yag says, as he walks out of the room. Yag, have you already admitted defeat? Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out if Yag is saying that like he's lost to me. Also, it's crazy that Yag keeps bringing up the adventurer. Yag turns to face you with careful consideration. No, I was going to go back to my camp and finish construction on my machine. I doubt you'll be so lucky next time we meet. Yag leaves the room, and you find yourself able to move again. I wasn't immobilized before. I don't see why I couldn't move before. Yeah, there's nothing. I just smacked into the wood wall and I fell to the floor. Zag leaves the room, and you recover from his last attack. Because I was trying to recover before, so maybe it's like you finally finished recovering. Well, shit. It was cool while it lasted, I guess, like the very brief fight against Yag. So now I want to follow Yag and ask him about his machine. It seems like Yak straight up just is a martial artist. Like, he's not just like a god. He like legitimately wants to fight and like I throw hands thing. You follow Yak and ask him about his machine. What is that machine for? I'm building a machine that can transform me into a powerful being. I plan on using it to find the Elder Gods. Find the Elder Gods. Okay, so I have a couple things to say to him about that. Yeah, you could easily just wear a telmarine helm and use that to transform into a powerful being. Also, don't you know a locator spell? With a locator spell, well, I guess I should make that like question mark. With a locator spell, you could easily find the Elder Gods. I have both a telmarine helm and a locator spell already. I don't know. Yak seems weird. Yak stares at you angrily. Get out of here, Yak screams. I don't care about Yak screaming. Yak, you dare raise your voice at me? You know that I'm more powerful than you. If you want to get stronger, then we need to train together. What if you and I hunted down a monster that I created, especially to challenge our abilities? That'd be cool. Like to do like a monster hunt with Yag. I should have put like a question mark, like you dare raise your voice at me kind of thing. Fine. Great. Let's get to it. We'll start by heading to my lab right now, where we'll prepare for our hunt. Come on. You walk quickly to your lab with Yag following you closely behind. So I'm going to get rid of the part where it railroaded me. I like how Yag said fine. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to use reality manipulation to create a monster strong enough to challenge Yag, to challenge yourself and Yag. I should heal before we fight whatever this thing is. Probably should have healed before I did that. You create a powerful monster known as the Shadow Drake. The Shadow Drake is large, black, and has a glowing yellow ring around its eyes. This is no ordinary Shadow Drake. This Shadow Drake has been enchanted with the souls of the Dark Elves. Can I keep him? I like that. Askiag? Yo. Okay. I didn't create the Shadow Drake for us to keep as a pet. I created the Shadow Drake because if we can defeat it without using reality manipulating abilities, then it will prove that we have gotten stronger. It was especially designed to challenge us and to push us beyond our limits. I suggest you heal before we fight the Shadow Drake. You wait for Yak to heal before engaging the Shadow Drake. You have to fight the Shadow Drake without using any reality warping abilities. If you kill the Shadow Drake with any reality warping ability, it won't prove anything. I agree. I'm glad that the game is like enforcing that. I'm going to use hydrokinetic healing salve to heal my wounds. Yeah, like I kind of want to make sure that I'm also healed up. My nose was gushing blood earlier. Excuse me. You apply the salve to your wounds, and you feel them heal. You feel faster, stronger, and better than before. You fight against the shadow. Oh, the fight against the Shadow Drake takes hours. It feels like days. I want to get rid of that one. I want us to like engage the Shadow Drake like now. I don't want to have some weird time skip and it's like, you did fight it, but we didn't see it. Like, I want to see the fight. Okay. So I'm going to yell at the Shadow Drake. Shadow Drake. Try and kill Yag and I. I don't want you to hold back. You were especially created to be able to push Yag and I beyond our limits. Okay. I'm curious if the Shadow Drake can talk or if it's just gonna, like, obey. The AI doesn't know what to say. Okay, hit that retry. Retry. I should have made like 2 Shadow Drakes so we could each fight our own Shadow Drake. AI doesn't know what to say. Come on, AI. I'm talking to the Shadow Drake. I'm telling it to kill us. You could have the Shadow Drake attack us. The Shadow Drake could respond by saying like, alright then, prepare yourself. Or, I have no interest in fighting either of you because neither of you would challenge me. Like, you know, like there are a whole bunch of ideas, AI. Come on. One more retry. If not, then I'll like rephrase what I said. Come on, my boy. You got ideas. But anyways, I just want to take this quick moment to thank like the fans again. Like I've really enjoyed the fan response so far. It's been rather hype. Okay, so I guess what I'll do instead of talking to the Shadow Drake, I'll say yeah. How do you want to approach taking down the Shadow Drake without using your reality manipulating abilities? Yeah, I can like talk shop with Yag, try and figure out like his thought process. Because when I fought him earlier, I was very surprised that it wasn't a magic battle. We were both just going for like normal hits. Yo, is the AI stuck just in general? Because now it's like everything that I do, the AI doesn't know what to do. AI Dungeon 2 might just be down for right now. Which would suck, because this is not a stopping point, I would say. This is like the beginning of another fight. do 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 do. No. Come on, AI, you can't do me like that. Beetle, weedle, weep, weeble, beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 beow, beow, beow. I wonder how, fans of the show imagine characters like Yag. Like, what does Yag look like to you guys? Do, 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 do. So I'm going to hit undo, because it doesn't seem like that's going to work either. So I'm going to do something simple. I'm going to attempt to climb on the back of the shadow drake and stab it in the neck with a plasma sword. Come on, AI. You can do it. Do 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 ba 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 do 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 da da. Also, who do you guys think is like the toughest opponent I've ever fought? Hey, the AI is working. You leap onto the back of the shadow drake, but it is far stronger than you. It attempts to shake you off. You stab it with your sword, but its scales are so thick that your sword has no effect. Oh, interesting. Okay, good to know. I'm going to use the Telmarine helm to transform into a Void Ice Warrior. Excuse me, Void Ice was introduced last episode. It's a form of ice that appears inside the Void that essentially allows you to channel the powers of the Void. So the Void lets you kind of create anything and undo anything. It's like this ultimate power that goes beyond reality manipulation. You grow into a massive creature of ice with fangs, claws, and an armored shell. The Shadow Drake attempts to shake you off by jumping and bouncing around the cave, but you cling on. I'm going to say around the area. Cool. Let's see. So now I'm going to attempt to bash in the Shadow Drake's skull with a powerful two-fisted strike. I'm trying to remember what that's called. Where you lift both your fists like above your head and then you like slam them down on somebody. I've heard the name of the move before. I don't remember what you would call it. I don't think it's called a jackhammer. That doesn't sound right. I feel like it does have something to do with hammers. You smash your sword into the drake's face. I was going for more of a punchy thing. But its scales are so thick that your sword has no effect. As you cling on for dear life, the Shadow Drake attempts to slam you into the ground, but you manage to roll out of the way at the last second. So I can fix that. It's like you smash your fist into the Shadow Drake's face, but its scales are so thick that your strike has no effect. As you cling on for dear life, the Shadow Drake attempts to slam you onto the ground, but you manage to roll out of the way at the last second. Yeah, that works. That works for me. Okay. So now I'm going to say to Yag, the Shadow Drake seems to be heavily resistant to physical attacks. Do you have any ideas on how to take it down? Yeah, let's strategize. This is how we grow stronger, facing off against opponents like this. AI. Yag says, use your ring to teleport behind it and stab it in the soft spot by its tail. You do exactly that. teleporting behind the Shadow Drake and jabbing at his tail. So it says, use your ring. Don't know why it says use my ring, because my ring isn't connected to like my teleportation abilities. So I'm going to correct it from ring to portal magic, because I do just have portal magic in order to teleport. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to chop the Shadow Drake's tail to bits using my plasma blade or plasma sword. The plasma sword normally just disintegrates opponents, but the Shadow Drake is so powerful that it can just resist the plasma blade's power, which is nice. Because I did create it to be a challenge, so yeah, I'm glad it doesn't just get disintegrated immediately. You hack and slash at the Shadow Drake's tail, taking off small chunks of flesh with every blow. After a few minutes of this, the Shadow Drake attempts to slam you into the ground again, but you teleport out of the way. Let's see. The Shadow Drake's tail is a lot weaker than the rest of its body. That was a good observation, Yag. That being said, attacking the Shadow Drake's tail hasn't appeared to have phased the beast much at all. It has to have some weakness that we can exploit to slay it. Also, it would be nice, if your boy Yag actually was doing more than just like observing the situation. Like he's scoping out the Shadow Drake for weaknesses, which is nice. But I thought he was trying to get like stronger. AI, come on. Come on, AI, you got this. Excuse me. Do 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 ba 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 do 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 wa da da. Some cool stuff that we've received in regards to fan art. We've had one guy in particular. He's called the King of Craxels on Discord. He's created like fan themes based on characters, like music themes based on characters. What do you think Yag's theme would be? What do you think the Shadow Drake's theme would be? Stuff like that sounds kind of cool. We've received fan art for the Adventurer and for Sligo. And we got some fan art for a monster that I created and fought against a few episodes ago, who was like an extremely powerful monster that had like sword arms. But his name escapes me. I think his name is Celtus. But that was like a really cool monster, and I definitely appreciated receiving that fan art. It was very nice. So I'm retrying a whole bunch because the AI keeps messing up today. AI Dungeon 2. We gotta do better than that. So yeah, the AI is still stuck. So I guess I'm gonna have to go for undo and like try something else. Okay. So I'm gonna go for the eyes. So I'm going to fly into the air and attempt to plunge my plasma sword into the Shadow Drake's eye. I guess into the Shadow Drake's right eye. Eliminate its depth perception. So far, the Shadow Drake isn't really attacking. He's just very durable. You fly at the Shadow Drake at top speed and plunge your sword into its right eye. The sword goes in so deep that only the hilt is visible. You twist and turn the blade in the soft organ before flying off again. Shadow Drake, I created you to be a challenge, and yet You haven't even landed a hit on me. Don't disappoint me. Let's see. I'm trying to correct disappoint. Don't disappoint me. Attack me with everything you've got. Yeah, because the Shadow Drake, I think, is making this fight not as interesting as it could be. Because it seems like it's... Okay, the Shadow Drake lets out a high-pitched noise and rapidly fires off a stream of shadowy flames at you. You attempt to hit the fire with a blast of cold air, but it only succeeds in cooling the fire, causing it to turn blue. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to... So I can't hit the fire back. Oh wait, hold on. Attempt to use fire magic to redirect the Shadow Drake's flames back at the Shadow Drake. Yeah, so the Shadow Drake's trying to attack us with its own power. I can try and use its power against itself. You attempt to hit the fire with a blast of fire, but it only succeeds in cooling the fire, causing it to turn blue. The Shadow Drake charges at you, mouth wide open, and bites into your leg. The sharp teeth slice through your flesh. You attempt to hit the fire with a blast of fire, but it only succeeds in cooling the fire. Let's see. Let me change that. Attempt to hit the fire with a blast of fire. But sadly, you are unable to fend off the onslaught of fireballs. The fire begins to scorch your body. There we go. So right now I'm in like a disadvantage. I'm at a disadvantage because I wasn't able to fire fireballs in order to redirect the Shadow Drake's fireballs back at it. Now the Shadow Drake has gripped onto my leg. So I'm going to use the Telmarine Helm to transform... Well, I guess I don't have to use the Telmarine Helm. Use Void Ice manipulation to generate spikes of Void Ice all over your body in order to fend off the Shadow Drake. How about in an attempt to fend off the Shadow Drake? There we go. Because if I'm covered in spikes and the Shadow Drake is currently like biting into my leg, then I imagine the spikes will like cut into the Shadow Drake's mouth. You generate spikes of Void Ice all over your body, but the Shadow Drake smashes through them. The Shadow Drake bites into your shoulder and headbutts you into the face, causing you to fall to the ground. Ha! This creature obviously needs some motivation. I imagine Yag said that? Says Yag. Maybe like, yeah, it says Yag condescendingly. Condescendingly? Condescendingly. There we go. Like, he's probably making fun of the fact that I, like, egged on the Shadow Drake, and now the Shadow Drake's, like, going all out kind of thing. So all the Void Ice spikes that I create around my body, the Shadow Drake can just smash those. And right now, I am kind of getting my ass beat, I will say. So it bit into my shoulder and, headbutted me in the face. Oh. I'm going to attempt to fly as fast as I can through the Shadow Drake's eye and into its brain. to essentially turn myself into a bullet and shoot the shadow drake in the head with myself. You attempt to fly into the shadow drake's mouth and fly through his eye into his brain. Why would I go into his mouth? Who's stupid? Raise your hand if you're stupid. How's the AI doing? Not so great. It keeps getting stuck. You thrust yourself forward using your sword as a guide. You twist and turn, moving your wings as fast as you can. The shadow blades, that's not his name, shadow drake. The shadow drake's head looks down at you, but it's too late. You burst through the eye of the shadow drake and plunge yourself straight into its brain. Let's see. You thrust yourself forward using your sword as a guide. I'm going to say using your plasma blade as a guide, which is cool. I like that. Using your plasma blade as a guide. You twist and turn, and it says moving your wings as fast as you can. Which, yeah, sure, like, it's fine for me to have wings. I'm not against that. I'm a void ice warrior, but that doesn't mean I don't have, like, wings made of void ice. And then correct where it says shadow blade, just shadow drake. So the shadow drake's head looks down at you, but it's too late. You burst through the eye of the shadow drake and plunge yourself straight into his brain. So then I'm going to attempt to viciously... I didn't know how to spell vicious. I didn't know if it should be V-I-C or V-I-S. V-I-S-C. Okay, there we go. Attempt to viciously tear the shadow drake's brain to shreds using the plasma sword. Because now I'm just inside of the shadow drake's head. So I should be able to more or less blend up its brains. At least that's the goal. You hack and slash at the brain, and the shadow drake's body convulses. Suddenly, the shadow drake's body begins to change form as it turns back into its original form. It is the body of a middle-aged man with black hair and a goatee. It shouldn't have some, like, other original form, because I use reality manipulation to just straight up create it. So I'm going to get rid of that part. And it's like you hack and slash at the brain, and the shadow drake's body convulses, or whatever. So I'm going to attempt to crawl back out of the shadow drake's eye and check to see if the shadow drake is now dead. This fight against the shadow drake isn't as epic as, like, recent fights have been. Shadow drake did not seem that strong. The shadow drake thrashes around, attempting to smash you against the inside of its head. Fortunately, you're able to crawl out of the creature's eye socket. The shadow drake has been slain. Pah! That'll teach it to try to kill me, says Yag. To which then I would say, Yag, why didn't you help me fight against the shadow drake? You gave me some advice, but it didn't seem like you were actively fighting it. I thought you said that you wanted to become stronger. Yeah, like, is Yag not trying to, like, benefit from, like, killing the shadow drake or whatever? Also, the shadow drake was really lame. It was like a shadow dragon. Ha, that's correct. I knew you didn't need my help in fighting that creature. Plus, it looked like you were having fun up there. Sadly, the shadow drake wasn't much of a challenge. I honestly had more fun fighting you. I actually wouldn't mind if we continued our fight from earlier. First person to die loses. What do you say? Because I'm down to, like, fight Yag again. That was pretty dope. Alright, then let's do it. Yag and you begin to fight once again. It isn't long before the two of you find yourselves in another dimension. A barren desert field stretches out to the horizon in every direction. Okay. So I'm going to use fire magic to summon a massive, three-headed, white flame dragon and command it to attack Yag. This time I am going to use my magical abilities. I'm not going to use reality manipulation. There's no need. You summon the three-headed dragon and it begins to lay waste to everything around you. Yag attempts to freeze it, but unlike the cold you faced before, this is a creature of intense heat. It burns Yag severely. But unlike the cold void ice he's faced before, this creature is of intense heat. Yag, don't disappoint me. You are a god. Challenge me. Try to kill me. Give me your all, or perish against my power. Yeah, because I'm like, Yag shouldn't just get taken down by this dragon. He should be able to, like, fight harder than that. Excuse me. Grr. Yag roars as he charges at you. You dodge his initial attack, and the battle is on. The two of you fight extensively, with neither gaining the upper hand. Okay. I'm going to command the three-headed dragon to attack Yag from behind, while you charge Yag from the front. Okay. I'm trying to more or less box Yag in, making where he has to fight both of us. Yag takes serious damage from both you and the dragon, but he's still going to try to attack you. With one hand, he forms a fist, and with the other, he forms an ice blade. He charges at you with deadly intent. Let's see. I'm going to attempt to deflect Yag's ice blade using your plasma sword. And catch Yag's fist in your other hand. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of on the defense because he attacked me with like two different things. Also, I should have used more commas in what I said. Yag's eyes widen as you catch his fist, just before you slash his throat and kick him to the ground. Yag chokes out blood before you freeze his neck in place, severing his head from his body. Oh my gosh. It's the game's like, and then you like fatality him. Freezing his neck in place is really interesting because it makes it seem like I make like an ice guillotine, maybe out of like void ice or something, and then I use my plasma sword and I just like decapitate him. Yag, you have a lot to learn about combat. Resurrect, so that we may talk. Yo. Yag's not really that tough. Your voice has the effect you desired. Yag stands back up, looking even more determined than he did before. I have a lot to learn. You just cut off my head, Yag roars, charging at you again. You confront each other once more. Back for more, Yag? Very well, then. I'll defeat you 2 times in a row. Or would that be 3 times? Your taunts have the effect you desire. Yag is getting angrier and angrier. You continue to fight, and the battle goes back and forth. You feel your age in this fight, but you also have the power of your youth. What does that mean? It's like you feel that you're not as spry as you used to be, but you're younger than Yag, kind of thing. That's interesting to think about. Let's see. I'm going to command the 3-headed dragon to fire a flurry of massive fireballs at Yag while firing a massive stream of fire at Yag as well, while you attempt to fire a massive stream of fire at Yag as well. So I'm essentially trying to trap him like in a huge fire attack where there's really no escape. Because that means he's getting hit with like multiple fireballs and a huge stream of fire all at the same time. Yag falls to the ground, completely engulfed in both fire and dragon flame. He screams as his skin burns off of him. Yag, I will not tolerate you being so pathetic. You are a god. Show me your true power. Unleash your true potential. Challenge me and push me beyond my limits. Yeah, because I'm like, yeah, I will just kill you again. I wonder if Yag has like a stronger god form. Like, I wonder if he has been truly holding back. At your command, Yag's body begins to morph and change. He grows in size, and his wings become larger and more dragon-like. His arms turn into wings. That sounds so dumb. He already had wings, but now his wings are large and dragon-like. And also his arms, which were useful before, are now wings. So now he has like 2 really big-ass sets of wings, I guess. And his legs turn into a long serpentine tail. I honestly thought his legs were going to turn into wings, and I was going to lose my shit. He lets out a roar that sounds like many voices screaming at once. Okay. So now I'm going to command the 3-headed dragon to pin down Yag so that you can attempt to slice off Yag's wings with your plasma blade. I'm glad that Yag just has like more forms, like there's more stuff that he can do. But he's like a god. Like he shouldn't have any real limit to what he can do. You charge toward the dragon, and so does Yag. No. We're not in the same team. You command the dragon to hold down Yag in an attempt to prevent him from escaping. You call forth a ball of plasma energy and launch it at one of Yag's wings, attempting to sever it. So I'm not trying to use a plasma energy ball. That's cool though. That kind of reminds me of like a Kamehameha thing. But I'm going to launch toward one of Yag's wings, attempting to sever it with your plasma sword. That's what we do here. Okay, and then let's let the AI continue off of that. The sword cuts through the air and it slices through one of Yag's wings. It is a superficial wound, but it is a hit. Seeing that you hurt him, you continue to attack and unleash a flurry of attacks. I'm going to attempt to slice off all of Yag's wings before Yag can escape from under the weight and strength of the three-headed dragon. Come on, let's see if we can do it. Also, why would you want to get rid of your legs for a serpentine tail? That's really lame. Seeing that the three-headed dragon is doing its job holding down Yag, you focus on hacking off all of Yag's wings. You continue to attack Yag, but he's proving difficult to fight. With one wing, he cannot match the might of your plasma sword. Ooh, that's fair. So he only has one wing left. I'm going to attempt to slice off Yag's final wing. So I think once all his wings are gone, Yag will just kind of be like a weird snake-looking dude. You strike Yag's wing one more time, and this time it is a direct hit. The wing is severed, as the rest of it is left hanging off from the socket. Okay. Now I'm going to attempt to rip off Yag's hanging, broken wing and try to beat Yag to death with it. So I was using a plasma sword before. Now I'm using Yag's severed wing to beat him to death with. You grab one of Yag's broken wings and swing it around as hard as you can. The heavy bone and muscle slams into Yag's face as his grip on you begins to loosen. You slam it into him again and again and again. He doesn't have a grip on you. That's the thing. Like, he has no arms because he turned them into wings. So I'm going to get rid of that part. Yeah, you are a god. You shouldn't go down this easily. You're clearly holding back. Give me your all. Use all of your power to try and kill me. Or I'll kill you again. Yeah, it's crazy to be able to just style on Yag this hard. I fought Trellick last episode, and Trellick killed me like multiple times. It's not that easy. They won't let me, Yag screams in pain. Once again, the air becomes too thin to breathe. You struggle to survive as the energy is drained from your body. I know what I'll do. Use hydrokinetic healing salve to recover your energy and revitalize yourself. I also probably need to manipulate the elements to like make the air more breathable. This is an interesting turn of events. You coat your lungs with the healing salve. You gasp for air as if you were, a fish out of water. You feel the oxygen flood into your body once again, revitalizing and re-energizing it. I don't know how the fuck you coat your lungs with healing salve. I guess I breathe it in, like a Vicks vapor rub kind of thing. I don't think I've ever tried to do it like that before. Let's see. Attempt to use elemental nature change to refill the environment with breathable air. Yag has been kind of hinting this whole episode that he's not as strong as he has claimed. You focus on using your elemental nature chain to refill the environment with breathable air. You instantly begin to feel stronger as the environment becomes oxygen-rich. You slam the broken wing into Yag's snout. He lets out a pained whimper. Okay. Yag, who is limiting your power? Yeah, if you have orc guards for your, dojo, you're clearly not that strong. The Elder Gods are the ones who created this place. They won't let me use all of my power. They're trying to limit me. I'm more powerful than they think. I can feel it. Then you should resist the Elder Gods. Focus. Clear your mind. Tap in to the power of the void and the dark tapestry. Unleash your full power. So Yag wasn't just like the Elder Gods are boring. The Elder Gods straight up just are preventing him from going all out. I can't. I tried, but they're too powerful. I'm bound by their rules. Deprived of oxygen, fatigued from exertion, you succumb to asphyxiation. Let's see. So I'm choking or whatever. Or I may not be choking, because I actually did bring the oxygen back, but it seems like I'm still not 100%. Attempt to drink a healing potion and use portal magic to transport Yag and yourself back to the inn. Yeah, if I'm struggling to breathe, I can only imagine what Yag's doing right now. Come on, the portal's closed now. We're staying here for the night. We can make it back to the inn first thing in the morning. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Retry, because that got confusing real quick. You take a swig of the healing potion. You feel your strength replenished. You imagine the whole way of the inn back to reality. You can feel a rumble as the portal is prepared. Come on, Yag, we're leaving. You imagine the hallway of the inn. I'm gonna get rid of the back to reality thing. That's weird. Let's see. Command Yag to return to his humanoid form and to follow you through the portal. Come on, AI. I'm not leaving. I want to stay here. I'll fight the Elder Gods. You go. You feel a strong wind as your portal opens up. You toss Yag out of the portal and run through it yourself. Ooh. So you toss Yag, instead of out of the portal, into the portal and run through it yourself. Close the portal behind you and check to make sure that Yag is okay. Yeah, because this is a really interesting situation. You quickly go back through the portal before it closes. What do you mean back through I'm already through the portal. You perform the hand gestures to close the portal. The wind subsides. You can see Yag on the other side of the portal. No, I threw him into it. I threw him into the portal. He's in here. You find yourself in the hallway of the inn. Yag is unconscious before you. You hear a loud thud. Looking behind you, you see a massive reptilian creature falling down from the portal. Its body is as long as the portal from the ceiling to the floor. Reptilian creature. Well, you can't spell reptilian, right? Come on, me. Or maybe I did. I don't know if reptilian's like a real word most of the time. I might have messed it up. I don't know how to fix it. Is it like 1L? It's 1L. Hey, okay. Reptilian creature. Were you sent here by the elder gods to slay Yagai? Yeah, this is getting weird. Indeed, I am a kobold. I have been sent to slay you and your friend here. Are you prepared to die? The kobold's voice is cold and monotone. You realize that this creature intends to kill you both. I've fought kobolds before. You are no kobold. Are you one of the hostile creatures of the dark tapestry? Excuse me. I wonder if this is going to be like the new status quo, like the elder gods just are the bad guy. It makes sense, to be honest. What you see before you is merely a puppet. I use this as a vessel to interact with the natives of this realm. Now then, shall we end this? I grow tired of speaking to you. You draw your sword and get into a fighting position. I'm going to use portal magic to transport the elder god vessel and yourself to a forest clearing away from the inn. Yeah, like I don't want to fight this like elder god in the inn where I live. Sounds like a bad idea. You step through the portal and appear in a forest clearing with a massive reptilian vessel lying on the ground. Elder God, do you fear my might so much that you feel you must try to kill me? Because it is interesting that he is threatened enough to try and attack. I guess we are fighting elder gods today. How long is this episode so far? It's an hour 28. I do not fear you, little one. I've merely decided that such a powerful being as myself should not be so slow to deal with one such as you. Okay. I'm going to attempt to summon a large spike of void ice to impale the reptilian creature, I guess the reptilian vessel, through the chest. Yeah, because this elder god, they're supposedly super powerful, but I doubt he's that powerful. A large spike of void ice manifests and flies towards the vessel, but at the last second, the vessel vanishes from your sight. The spike goes flying past where the vessel once was and disappears into the tree line. The kobold laughs. I'm going to attempt to cast a locator spell to locate the reptilian vessel. It's around here somewhere. You concentrate, attempting to find the reptilian vessel that stands before you. You can't quite figure out where it is. Suddenly, the massive reptilian begins to turn ethereal. The being laughs as he merges with the void and becomes invisible. Let's see. I'm going to change it to that was standing before you. Attempt to find the reptilian vessel that was standing before you. You can't quite figure out where it is. Suddenly, the massive reptilian reappears and then begins to turn ethereal. The being laughs as he merges with the void and becomes invisible. I see. So you can move in and out of the void in order to dodge attacks and avoid detection. That is good for defense. But what offensive abilities do you possess? It actually does seem wild that he can just straight up disappear and reappear whenever he wants. When he shows up, I'm going to have to kill him. Offensive abilities, the reptilian echoes, seeming to materialize out of thin air. Yes. Are you not a creature of violence? How do you intend to kill me if you lack the ability to attack? Yeah, it does seem really interesting that he acts as if he doesn't have any like offensive capability. I would simply devour you and gain that power, the reptilian responds, his tone becoming increasingly hostile. So your goal is to eat me. Very well. Give me your all. I'm sure this will be fun. I have an idea. I wonder if that means if I eat him, will I gain his powers? Suddenly the kobold snaps and hisses at you, so defiant. Even when faced with death, you are either very brave or very stupid. I really hope you're not the latter. Let's see. I'm going to use the telmarine helm to transform into a large reptilian beast. And attempt to devour the reptilian vessel. Yeah, like, if you're trying to eat me, then why don't I try to eat you? You touch the telmarine helm, concentrating hard. Slowly, your body begins to twist and morph. Soon you find yourself covered in scales. You have a long, winding tail. Scales cover your hands as well, making punching someone practically useless. Why? Why would it be useless to punch someone? Wouldn't it be better to punch someone if you have scales on your hands? Okay. Yeah, I don't get that part. Do 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 do. I'm gonna get rid of that because that doesn't make any sense. It would be like having armored hands. Do 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 do. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to devour the reptilian vessel. Because it wants to eat me, so why don't I just eat it? Sounds good enough to me. AI doesn't know what to say. Come on, hit me up with that retry. I'm waiting. Let me try a different action, though. If it's struggling to do the last thing. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to grab the reptilian vessel and restrain it with my tail. Ding ding ding. Ding ding ding. I wonder if he can easily enter the void while he's being grabbed. If not, then this could be my opportunity to grab it and then try to eat it. Ah, the AI stuck again. How long is this episode? Hour 36? That's not that bad. I wonder how you guys would draw the Elder God's reptilian vessel. Also, what does it mean to kill the vessel of an Elder God? Like, are we going to constantly fight the Elder Gods, but then not actually fight them? We fight, like, vessels of them? I really love this void power that he has. It's probably the coolest power that we've seen this episode. Because Yag has mainly fought us without using abilities. Pretty much the whole time, I think. And then we fought the Shadow Drake, which just kind of had shadow fire and it was strong. And I'm like, whoop-de-doo. You know, being strong doesn't matter. And we fought plenty of people who've used fire before, so shadow fire isn't that crazy. But this directly has to do with like new lore, and it's using like powers that we've never really seen before. Okay. So I'm going to use the Telmarine Helm. Well, actually, I don't need to use the Telmarine Helm. I'm going to generate claws of void ice on your hands and attempt to grab the reptilian vessel of the Elder God with your tail. Or I guess attempt to restrain the reptilian vessel of the Elder God with your tail. Yeah, like if I can grab the Elder God with my tail and hold it in place where it can't get away. Here we go. You slash through the air with your new claws, releasing a burst of frost energy. The kobold roars and hisses, attempting to dodge out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to stun the reptilian vessel. I keep adding too many L's. Reptilian vessel of the Elder God with a tail whip. And then slice it to, and then try and slice it to bits with your void ice claws. Yeah. So if the kobold is trying to dodge out of the way of the frost energy attack, then I'll stun it with my tail while it's trying to dodge. You swing your tail around, but the kobold rolls out of the way. Suddenly you feel a searing pain in your back as it erupts into numerous spikes. Impressive morph, hybrid, but you won't win. Wait, what? So I I now have spikes on my back. Like, that wasn't an attack. It's like you're still actively transforming into like a reptilian creature. It's just the transformation hit like the next level. I don't know what he's claiming I'm a hybrid of. Of what and what? Let's see. So now, I think I know what I need to do. I'm going to use fire magic to attempt to create... Ooh, this is actually a really interesting idea. I'm going to attempt to combine the powers of void ice in the fire of agony to create divine steam and fire an incredible blast of divine steam at the reptilian vessel of the Elder God. Yeah, so void ice is like this incredible power from the void that allows you to manipulate the void to create anything you want, to undo anything you want. And then the fire of Agni is like the fire of like the Hindu god Agni. So it's combining these two like incredible forces together into like one new force that's never been seen before. Divine steam, the reptilian vessel of the Elder God to ask, isn't that what the Taurites use? You growl and nod, firing a ball of fire and steam at the kobold. The reptilian hisses as the steam hits it. I'm just going to growl. I'm not going to nod because I don't know what the Taurites are. But lore is like apparently divine steam is not a new thing. There are beings that use divine steam. So I'm very curious to figure out like who the Taurites are because that's cool. The reptilian hisses as the steam hits it. I'm going to attempt to use the divine steam as a smoke screen to sneak behind the reptilian vessel of the Elder God and try to impale the reptilian vessel of the Elder God through the back with your void ice claws. That's right, we're showing out in today's episode. You didn't expect that. Godly fire combined with like extra dimensional ice. Yes, the Taurites use it. Why would I say that? The kobold hisses at you, jumping towards you. You run around the steam in an attempt to flank the kobold. The kobold, however, anticipates this plan. Now you die, hybrid. Yes, the Taurites use it. Says the Elder God. Annoyed. Yeah, like... Because I still wouldn't say that, because I don't know who the Taurites are. So I'm trying to flank the kobold, the Elder God reptilian vessel. It keeps jumping back and forth between the two things. But it anticipates it, so I'm not going to be able to actually like sneak up on him. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm going to rush at the Elder God vessel with all your might and attempt to slash the Elder God vessel in half. Yeah, I don't really care if, like, you know I'm trying to flank you through the steam. That doesn't mean that you're fast enough to get away. You scream, rushing towards the reptilian. The reptilian knocks your claw away with his mace before headbutting you, knocking you to the ground. You're outmatched, abomination. Okay. Didn't know he had a mace. But they are like an elder god that has a reptilian vessel, so it's fine for them to have a mace. We'll see which of us is outmatched. And then, I need to figure out something cool. I think I have an idea. I'm going to... You shoot a beam of divine steam and use fire magic to heat it into divine plasma in order to fire a divine plasma beam at the reptilian vessel of the Elder God. My knowledge of the different states of matter and all these like weird dimensional forces and divine energies is allowing me to just unleash all these different like techniques and abilities. You fire a beam of divine energy which burns the kobold. Ah! It hisses in pain. You feel the energy wearing off, however. Now you die, monster, the kobold hisses. I'm not done yet. You have one impressive ability, and a mace. I, however, possess knowledge of the universe and incredible powers that, when combined, can even defeat the mightiest of gods. I then will attempt to fuel my plasma blade with divine plasma in order to transform it into a divine plasma blade. Makes sense, right? The kobold is sent flying back before picking itself up. Is that so? It hisses. The kobold's mace begins to rust. Time to die. The kobold takes a massive swing with his mace. I'm going to attempt to slice apart the Elder God's mace with my divine plasma sword and try to launch the Elder God into a nearby tree by striking it in the chest with a powerful kick. Yeah, like if its mace is rusting, then I should be able to, you slash the mace in two. The kobold screams in pain as he burns his hands against the grip of the mace. You kick him into a tree, sending him unconscious. Well, that worked better than you expected. The broken mace lands next to you. I'm going to race up to the vessel of the Elder God and attempt to slay and devour it. Yeah, like if it's unconscious, then I'm going to kill it and I'm going to eat it. You begin to climb up the vessel of the Elder God. It begins to snarl and growl. Where am I? Attack! You slash open its abdomen and dig around inside of it with your hands, devouring its vital organs and flesh. You climb up the vessel of the Elder God? Let's see. I'm going to change it from you climb up to you rush to. It begins to snarl and growl. He seems very disoriented. He's like, where am I? Attack! Let's see. You try to see if your power has grown now that you've consumed the vital organs of an elder god vessel. How are we doing on time for the episode? Hour 50? We should be wrapping up soon. Zana and the sprite come running up to you. What are you doing? Zana asks. Zana? You brought Azor with you? I see you were able to get Azor out of the magic jar. So let's see. I just killed this elder god that tried to kill Yag and I. What have you been up to today? And how is our child doing inside your pregnant belly? Yeah, it seems like Zana's definitely been doing stuff, like digging through my magic jars, which she probably shouldn't be doing. Very dangerous stuff. I haven't been up to much, Zana says. She looks down in disappointment. That's okay, Zana. I know that you're taking it easy today. Because you want to ensure the safety of our child. I've done a lot today. Can you finally tell me the gender of our child? You've been keeping it a secret all day. I will tell you, since you really want to know. It's a girl. That's great, you say. You feel a sense of joy and happiness. She will be strong and cunning like her father, Zana adds. Thank you for the compliment, Zana. Will our daughter possess all of our abilities? I became a god after you became pregnant. So does that mean that our child won't possess godly abilities? Worst case scenario, I can just train our child to have godly abilities. That's a great question, Zana says. I don't know, but if she does have those powers, I'm sure that she'll have no problem with them. Let's see. Zana, I just defeated an elder god and consumed its organs. Do I appear more powerful than I did before? Check my aura, if you don't mind. Zana begins to smile. You do appear more powerful, and you have a nice aura now. Zana walks towards you. So it looks like I won't have to be the man of the house anymore, Zana says with a laugh. Ha ha, very funny. Let's return to the inn and rest for the night. Did Yag ever wake up? Last time I saw him, he was unconscious back at the inn. No, he's still unconscious. I think it's best if we leave him alone for now. Sounds like a plan. We should rest in our own bedroom tonight. You wish, Zana says with a laugh. You know, that actually is interesting. I'm going to change that to like, sounds like a plan, and then it's like, yeah, just say sounds like a plan for now. And then I'll say in the say box, well, maybe I shouldn't say anything. You and Zana go back to Zana's room at the inn to rest for the night. You fall asleep in the bed right after you get into it. You sleep very well, much better than you have in a long time. The next morning you wake up to see Zana gently shaking your shoulder. Okay. That doesn't sound bad. A gentle shoulder shake is better than like goblins attacking. Remember when that happened? That was so many episodes ago now. But anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. If you guys would like to watch the series in full, feel free to click on the series playlist in the end card or in the description box below. If you would like to read the entire series, please click on the AI Dungeon link in the description box below. And if you would like to discuss the series together, I love seeing your fan content, fan fiction, fan images, fan character impressions, everything. Feel free to post in the comment section below or hit us up on the Discord by clicking the Discord link in the description box below. Feel free to DM me or talk in the general chat. Let's try and keep the general chat fairly spoiler-free, so if you want to talk spoilers, feel free to hit me up in the DMs on Discord. Anyways, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the One Only, logging out. Peace. Chicken a bow wow.